Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's your girl, Becky D, live in the morning, 7 days a week, 7 a.m. Oh my gosh, y'all. I don't know if late last night around 9, 12 o'clock, whatever time, hopefully the clouds pulled back for you and you were able to see the beautiful moon that we're having. Um, if you woke up early enough, you may have caught a glimpse of it. Last night when I tried to see it was very, very cloudy. Um, I had my camera ready. I was ready to take some pictures, but the clouds wouldn't cooperate for me. But if you were able to get a picture of it, please share it with me. I would love to see it. Um, like I said, I wasn't able to get a picture of it, but it is what it is, and we move on, right? So today, today is Wednesday for you all who cannot keep up. It is indeed Wednesday, and that means we have some wisdom today. We're using our wisdom, and it's We Win Wednesday. And in order for us to win, I want to share my wisdom with you. Okay, I want to share some wisdom with you. Um, this guy Henry Rollins, he said that scar tissue is stronger than regular tissue. Realize the strength, move on. Right. So scar tissue is stronger than regular tissue. Realize the strength, move on. I really like that. Definitely since we're talking about strength, that if you've ever had an injury or something along those lines, then you can definitely relate to this statement. Okay. If you have been in a place where you've broken a bone, or had to have a surgery, the skin comes back 20 times stronger. If you don't believe me, ask a doctor, physician, surgeon, whoever the case may be. You can even ask a nurse, ask your grandma. They know. That skin comes back tougher than nails. It's beautiful. Um, so we should recognize and acknowledge that strength and keep moving. What this also means, not just for its literal term and sense of the meaning, is that our past is making us stronger. Okay? Our past is there to serve a purpose, and we can no longer neglect its purpose. So, with that being said, it's time to move into our wisdom. All right? Our past makes us wiser. The things that happen, they happen. We cannot change them. We cannot rearrange them. We already talked about that yesterday. We cannot change what literally happened. So, what are we doing to change what we can change, which is in the future? That could be a breakup. It can be a job. It can be having a child, if that's the case. If that was something that really messed you up, and maybe you lost a child. Whatever the case may be. But being that it's in the past, we must learn from it, because that's going to make us stronger. If we don't learn from it, if we don't try to change our future based off our past dwellings and things that we've dealt with, then our past just simply becomes like it becomes harmful, it becomes toxic, and it's not serving its purpose. So what are we doing to make sure that our past is actually serving its purpose? Did you take the time to reflect and meditate and be like, wow, this is why this relationship was toxic. This is why this job was toxic. I wasn't me in this job. I remember I spoke on the fact that in one of my jobs, I realized that it wasn't the person, it was the fact that I didn't want to be at that job anymore. And so they became like a target. So that's something that, resonated with me and stood out with me. I had to figure that out through my meditation, through my thoughts and everything. So you have to take that time. You have to be invested in yourself to want to figure out those things that happened in the past so you can correct them in your future. Okay. Any broken relationships that you have with people, whether it be mother, daughter, father, son, whatever the case may be, definitely try to heal those in your life. I don't know what happened. You don't have to tell me. I'm not going to say I don't care, but it's not my business. But you have to find a way to mend them, okay? We're about in this month. We're about getting stronger. We're about building up that strength and pressing on to what we know is right and true. Okay. There is only so much we can do as human beings, and if we don't do what we can, we have failed ourselves. So let's not fail ourselves anymore, and let's keep a stronger mindset as well as a stronger heart and a stronger body. Okay. We're all about strength and wisdom today, and I would find it highway robbery if we just didn't take a few seconds to write down or just think about the relationships in our lives, professional, personal, family, whatever the case may be, and just like think about those toxic things and become wiser off of them. Okay. I know I've had a whole history lesson on this. I don't like history repeat itself. Please do not let it keep repeating itself, y'all. Okay. If you know that the type of men you attract or the type of women you attract are like toxic for you, then you need to make sure that when you attract them, you let them know, hey, this is what I'm looking for in a person. This is what I've been through. If you possess any of the qualities of people I've been through, then we may need to have a different kind of conversation. I'm willing to be your friend, but we may not move past that. Like, you have to start being upfront and honest with yourself, okay? Now, don't keep going after the same thing because you'll yield same results. And somebody told me that's called insanity. When you keep doing the same thing over and over again, yielding different results, but you keep getting the same ones. That someone told me that was called insanity. Let's not be insane today. Let's not. So let's focus on that scar tissue that we have. Maybe it's just simply just like a relationship that was never mended, and that's hurt you along the way. What I try to do is find closure in all my relationships, some way, somehow, even if it's years down the road. They can hate my guts still, but I just still want to let them know how I feel and what I'm thinking, and just talk to them and just let them know, like, I'm sorry, it was me. I wasn't who I needed to be for you at that time, and just sincerely apologize. But like I say, we're all different, and you have to do what is right for you. Whew. That's a lot to say, isn't it? It's a lot to take in, and it becomes real when you put yourself in the situation, when you stop and think. This is why it's such a perfect time to just stop and think. That was 5 seconds for you to just stop and think. And I hope you did it. So, what are we going to do? Now that we realize there's strength in our scar tissue, how do we move on? Good question. The way you're going to move on: write a letter, burn it, record yourself talking, delete it. Whatever the case may be, get it off of you, and just realize that now we're moving on to bigger and better things, and that we're getting ready to be bosses and we about to rule this world, okay? Simple like that. No other way around it. So I'm not the type of person who's going to give you a noticeable problem and keep saying that problem and then not give you a solution. So this is your solution. This is how we become wise from our scars, okay? I'm going to give it to you based off of a story. So growing up, I lived on a dirt road. It was a hill, actually, and quick sidetrack. We never know if it's going up the hill or down the hill, but based off of geographic features, that's still determined. But I was going downwards on my bicycle, and this hill, years after years after years, was getting all of my family. You ended up with battle wounds, okay? You had long scars along the legs and everything, and because it was rocks, it's dirt and rocks, literally. And so we're going down the hill, and like I said, this hill gets everybody. It's always some random large rock in the road, hit your back tire, you go tumbling and rolling. So I knew this has happened, okay? I'm living off of somebody else's scar tissue. I was so determined not to let that happen to me that when a rock did hit my bike tire, because when you go down a hill, you're going really fast. I was determined to find some grass to land into. So let's just say I wasn't that successful. But over the years, when I started to ride my bike going down there, I would go ahead right before I get to the top to slow down, okay? So it made me wise enough to know that I didn't like the pain. I didn't like the blood that came out of my leg. I didn't like the scrapes on my elbows. So I remembered that I needed to slow down. And sometimes that's what we need to do. We need to slow down. People say slow down, smell the roses. They're being serious. Slow down, smell the roses, enjoy the scenery. We are in that microwave society still where we're instant folks. We want it now. If you go into the store, take a tally of how many instant things you see within the first 5 minutes of you being in a grocery store, or Walmart, or Target, or whatever the case may be. Everything instant, instant, instant. We've gotten so instant that it came back out with the Polaroid cameras. I'm a camera freak, okay? I have the original Polaroid right here in my place because we're used to instant. We want it now. We want to wave it and blow on it, which you're not supposed to do, to get that instant gratification. Instant noodles, instant pot pies, and instant. The best pot pie is the slow cook one where you let them ingredients soak up all day and get just right. But if you look at the instant stuff that you're buying to put inside of your bodies, high in sodium, every single one of them. Nothing is less in sodium, less than it should normally be. Everything is like 100 and plus in sodium. If there's something out there less under 100, then it's high in something else, and I don't want to know what that is. Probably trans fat. But think about that. You're putting all those toxins into your body because we just want it now. Think of that in your relationships. Putting all those toxins into our body because we wanted something right then and there. Jobs. We needed that extra grand in our paycheck, so we were rushing into a job that we probably knew we would never like. So stop rushing. Slow down, okay? That's step one of the solution. Step two is you have to learn. Like I said, if you keep making the same mistake, doing the same thing, obviously that's not working. Just putting it out. It's not working. Putting that out there, okay? If we keep doing the same things and it's keep producing the same thing, it ain't for us. It's not working. Please stop, okay? That's my cry for y'all today. Please stop. It no good. It's no good. So what are you going to do today with the wisdom that you're about to stumble upon and put into action of your new future plan? That's a question I can't answer for you because everybody's scars are different. They may be similar, but they're very different. Feel free to message me today with a scar that you need to talk about, a wound you need to have licked, or whatever the case may be, all right? We can talk about this thing. We can get more in detail about your specific situation. But being this is a general podcast talking to the multitude of people, I can't be specific in every situation. We'll be on here for hours because then you got to talk about the different alleys you can take. You go down a few boulevards, got to hit a few back roads, and we don't have time for that, okay? But that's what the one-on-one personal sessions are for. Now, they have ended, but being that this whole thing has extended, I am thinking about extending it out for a little bit longer. But this is no event will be set up. It'll be personally. You just contact me whenever you need it. But one thing that can be extended and is untapped at any point, anytime you need it, is my love for you. I love you sincerely from the deep of my heart and everything in between. Nothing will ever change that, and nothing can change that. You all are beautiful human beings, and I love that about you. And as always, my name is Becky D with Becky D in the Morning, and I will talk with you all tomorrow morning. Have a good one.